It is day 2 here at AWA, and right now I've got a little Speed Racer cast with me here. We've already talked with Peter Fernandez last time we saw you at Otakon, but now this time we have Corinne Orr with us, who was the voice of Trixie.
Right, and Spritle.
And Spritle, okay. How is everything going so far for you this weekend?
I love it. This is the most gorgeous hotel you can believe in. It's so pretty.
And everything, they've been treating you pretty well here?
They're feeding me too much. But they take such great care of me, and I'm having a lot of fun. It's surrounded by love and excitement. What that could be better?
Exactly. And how about you? How's your weekend going so far?
So far, so good. Yes, everybody is so nice at this convention. They really are. Yeah, I started coming here, 8 years ago or so. Yeah, I haven't been here in a few years, but I'm back, and I'm just amazed at the creativity of the costumes.
I know, it's just, some of them are just absolutely incredible. Wait until tonight if you go to the cosplay.
What we really like seeing is the costumes. They're so imaginative and inventive, and kind of funny. Some of them are funny as could be, and I love them.
And some of them, just look at the craftsmanship that these kids put into them. They put a year's work of hard work into these. They're incredible.
Yeah, they're really amazing.
Now, Corinne, how did you get into voice acting and acting in general?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm Canadian, and I grew up in a little French town called St. Hyacinthe, and then we moved to Montreal, and I had a weird French accent, so my mother sent me for elocution lessons and drama, and then I got hooked. I was like 8 or 10 and started working professionally at age 14.
Wow.
So now I don't have any French accent. I can't even speak French. I forgot.
Never would have guessed.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I think you have a weird accent right now.
Peter, you always give me trouble. Oh, dear.
No, Peter, remind us, how did you get into acting?
By luck, almost. I was a model, child model, from when I was 7 to when I was 11. And on my 11th birthday, I got my first Broadway show.
Which show was it?
It was called White Oaks, and it starred Ethel Barrymore. And I was with it for 2 years. Broadway and a national tour, which included all of Canada. And then it was the first summer package at summer theaters ever.
Wow. Nice.
When you start acting when you're young, you never grow up. So we have a great young attitude all the time. That's why our life is good.
No, that is a good thing. That's why you guys, you're still doing this.
Yeah,
otherwise
we love it.
Yeah.
I tell people I should be on my rocker instead I'm off my rocker.
Because you can still act no matter what age you're at. There's always roles and there's always parts.
Right. It's a lot of fun.
And if you know what you're doing, you keep going.
I don't know what we're doing. We have a good time trying to pretend.
Well, you do a good enough job that other people think you know what you're doing.
That's true enough, yes.
Now, did you always enjoy acting even when you were at 10?
Always. How can you not? It's a pleasure. Sure. Trying to be someone
I was going to say, you get to be somebody else that you're not normally.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
And when you turned 14, you really got busy. Tell us some of the memories at this time.
You're not going to believe this, but I worked at the Mountain Playhouse in Montreal with Chris Plummer, Bill Shatner, Barry Morse. They were a little older than me, and they were just a delight to be with. So, I mean, that's amazing if I look back at it. I didn't do very much, probably had one line or something at the time. Then I got a soap opera, and I worked with other people, and I had a good background.
Now, how was it? You mentioned Bill Shatner. What was it like working with him?
He was so sweet to me, I cannot tell you. I was like 13, and he would buy me lunch, and he was just really sweet to me. And our mothers were friends.
Oh, how neat.
Isn't that funny? That's so funny. I haven't seen him since, I might tell you. A gap of many, many years.
Oh, yeah.
But he was always very dear to me.
Now, I know that you've worked with quite a few other celebrities when you were younger. Tell us a little bit about those.
Well, I worked with them all my life, actually, in different capacities. On Broadway, Ethel Barrymore, of course. But my second show, which was a favorite show I ever did, and unfortunately didn't last long because World War II was starting, was with Walter Houston. And I just loved him. I had the biggest part in the play. I always remember he'd have me into his dressing room, and he'd be sitting there in his shorts, making himself up And we'd chit-chat. And here I am talking to Walter Houston. I'm nobody. It was wonderful. And then a play I did, Watch on the Rhine. I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but it was a big hit. And President Roosevelt's wife, Eleanor, would always select a play to bring down to Washington for her husband's birthday. World War II just broke out. We had December 7th, 41. His birthday comes up January 42. We thought, that was going to be canceled. It wasn't. The cast was brought down to Washington. Police sirens to take us to the hotel. Everything. Performance with when the president arrived at the theater. Dinner at the White House afterwards. And he wanted the 3 kids in the show to sit at his table.
How neat.
So there we were having dinner with President Roosevelt just at the start of World War II. And a circular table. I was lucky enough to be sitting opposite him. I didn't have to turn my head or anything. And he performed just the way you'd expect him to perform, with a cigarette holder and telling us secrets that would be in the New York Times the next day.
I worked in Toronto for a while, and Bob Goulet and I were the highest paid actors in Canada.
Okay.
I made $7,000 a year. He made $13,000 a year.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons I came here. Isn't that amazing? I think
wow.
they didn't understand theater and how to
No.
pay people or anything.
No, times have
Yes, but
definitely
100
changed.
years ago, that was worth what it now.
Peter, you are so bad. You are so bad.
Come on now, Peter. It wasn't that long ago.
I must tell you, in Speed Racer, although we've had a lot of fame from it, we never got 1 cent in residuals. So, I think residuals for cartoons came in 1985, and we did it in the 60s.
Right.
67. So we're very famous, but we're poor.
Oh, man. Now, you also did some time on CBC Radio that led to CBC Television.
Right.
Tell us about this drama to children's soaps.
Oh, I did a show called Shaylin, which
Okay.
I was a mouse. And I think that's where I first started using the voice that became Snuggle and Snuggle the Bear, and then became Spritle in the Speed Racer cartoon. That's where I first started doing weirdo voices, doing puppets. Yeah.
Now, speaking of Speed Racer, between you two, how much have you enjoyed working on Speed Racer?
Peter?
Well, if it's really, I think you should answer that one. I was, directing and everything else, so it was harder work for me than just having a ball like the other actors.
Yeah, we had a good time with there, 4 of us, and we really connected. Now you don't do everything together, you separate them.
Right.
Then we could, work off each other, and we had a lot of fun. We all liked each other so much. So it was great fun. It was great fun doing it. And I remember one day doing Spritle, my vocal cords started to bounce. That has never happened before or after. And I went to the doctor and he said, shut up for 2 days. And then I got cured again. But they bounced. It was such a freaky feeling.
I've had that happen once before, so I understand what you mean.
Really?
I do a lot of talking.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need voice rest after that.
Yeah, you do.
We were saying that I did another cartoon with Peter with Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders. And after, I would run off to a movie and just be quiet for 2 hours so I didn't have to speak.
That's not a bad idea. Just kind of.
Korean, I would think that'd be very difficult.
Oh, you are naughty, Peter. My gosh. What am I going to do with you all these years? You still drive me crazy.
Or vice versa.
Now, both of you, I want to ask both of you on this. What are your thoughts on, and have you seen the new Speed Racer movie?
Yes.
Well, yes, I've seen it. I'm also in it.
Right, you had your nice little cameo in it.
A little teeny cameo wearing a funny hat and horn-rimmed glasses. But they flew me over to Germany first class to shoot it.
Not bad.
No, I've never flown first class before. I don't want to see caviar for a year.
I don't blame you.
Anyway, I like the movie. I like the casting and the acting in it very much. The only thing I don't care for are the races themselves. I found they were just too confusing, and I never was really in behind the wheel with Speed, feeling the danger at coming at him from different sides. I just saw the car always sailing through all these problems. That was the only drawback I had.
Well, I saw the movie and I was thrilled with little Paulie, who played Spritle. I thought he got him down to perfection, and that made me happy, and I adored him. I met him after, and he met me, and we liked each other. But I had only one little line at the end saying, the last female announcer saying, and driving the Mach 5 is Speed Racer. That's all I did. So I didn't do much.
It's unforgettable.
Oh, you're unforgettable too, Peter. We won't even go into that.
Now, let me see. You've continued to work on children's series.
Yeah.
How much have you enjoyed this?
Oh, I've loved it. Well, are you talking about the con right now?
Well, that, and just in general.
Oh, I am blessed. I am having such a great time at this time of my life. I do a lot of volunteer work for actors' charities.
Okay.
And that gives me great pleasure because I know how broke they can be at times. And life is good. That's all I can tell you. I've had something like 7 or 10 cons to go to this year, and
wow.
What a thrill, what a blessing to be able to do this. I'm happy as could be.
Now, Peter, what have you been up to doing lately?
Well, I'm on this new series that's on Nicktoons. There's a Speed Racer, The Next Generation, it's called.
Oh.
And I have nothing to do with the writing or directing, but I'm just doing a voice in it. It takes place about 35 years after the original series. And you'll never guess what I'm playing. He's now 40 years old. He owns a racing car driver school, and I guess a garage. And his name is Spritle.
My crazy part he's playing is insane. It's insane. That's what life is. It's crazy. I probably play Speed Racer as a girl. Anything can happen.
Too funny, you guys. Now, is there anything else that you guys would like to say to fans that are out there? Or
we love them all. They give us such joy when they remember us, and it's really, enriching our lives to meet them. I love them.
Good. And Peter, anything that you'd like to tell fans out there?
No, I feel that Corinne said it very well for a change.
I didn't hear that.
You said it very well for a change.
Oh, Peter paying me a compliment. That's a miracle. A miracle. Okay.
Well, thank you guys very much. It was a pleasure seeing you again.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for taking the time to spend with us. And Corinne, it's a pleasure.
We loved it, Mara.
Thank you very much. And enjoy the rest of your weekend here.
We are going to have a good time.
Good.
Thank you.